Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where tonight we're going to do our best to bring you the greatest skippy action on the planet once again, where we're at the great Nordschleife, the green hell, and we've got a bumper crop once again. Not quite the 6,100 strength of field that we had last week, but we're up close to the 5,300 mark once again, which is outstanding for a 20-car field. But as always, I'm your host, Alex McKellen. Joining me once again this week is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, massive night of racing ahead of us once again.
That's exactly right, Alex. We have 20 cars in this field filling up the green hell with a 52.95 strength of field. As you said, not the 6,100 from last week, but with 20 cars, that is still an incredible strength of field for what is surely going to be an absolute cracking race.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Let's take a look at who's showing up now. We've got a couple of minutes to run through it just before the shortened gridding. Now, Nagai, of course, car number one here again joins us. Car number, well, not everyone's taking the track, of course. So Adam Miles is car number two. Oh, there he is. Adam Miles, who's doing wonders on the forums each week with his weekly post. Sam Devanti, the Cowboys, number three, hasn't taken the field. Julian O'Fray, number four. Nathan Wade returns as the 5-car here tonight. 6 on his major return to one of his favourite tracks. Gail Kawabe-san joins us once again. Fraser Smith has not taken the track for the warm-up, but he's car number 7. Car number 8 here tonight. Giuseppe Tellini, the Italian, for Wave Italy Racing. He's joining us. Car number 9, if I can find it. George Maddock, the UK9 driver, back once again. And car number 10, Kevin Mostert, who I've not seen before, making his debut. Certainly here on a Sunday in the top split, Corey.
That's absolutely awesome to see. Making your debut in the top split at the green hell, definitely an achievement. As the 11th-placed car, we got Adrian Farnius Rodriguez from Iberia. We got Mr. Lucetta from Italy in the 12th plated car, Smurf and Manuel Lucetta. We got Ollie Peacock from the UK and I as the 13th plated car, with Kinke Sanchez from Iberia as our 14th plated car here tonight. And the 15th plated car, we have Vasco Sorosky and his army of spotters. I forgot what the plural of the clowns was.
I forgot to. I'll have to look up, mate. There's your word of the day, collective noun. There you go.
We got Martin Booker from UK and I as the 16th plated car. Russell Clark sneaking in there for Team VDR Milo as the 17th plated car, Oz and Z Club. Now we're wrapping it up with 3 Japanese drivers here tonight, Alex, with Hiroshi Ueda as the 18th plated car, Karu Sasakai as the 19th plated car, and Akira Nakajima coming in as the 20th plated car here tonight.
Yeah, there's a few of them here tonight. Got Nakajima rounding out the field as top 20. Sasaki-san joining us once again. Hikaru. And, of course, well, it's a Japanese onslaught, of course. You got Ueda, Kawabe, and Nagai rounding it out. As the practice session finishes, I'm going to jump straight in and see if I can't get the grid done as soon as the session ticks over. All right, let's do it. Hopefully, please. There we go. Now Nagai sticks it on pole with an 804.6. Manu Lucetta from Italy in second. Ollie Peacock starting third. Gail Kawabe starting fourth. Adam Miles from UK9 in fifth. Sam Devanti, the leading ANZ driver, Speedy Snails in sixth. Hikaru Sasaki, another Japanese driver, straight up to near the front in seventh. Starting eighth, Fraser Smith, much better than his last week. Kike Sanchez starting out of ninth. Just watch for the R in the overlays. That's Kike. Just make a mental note, folks. That's just the way it works sometimes. Adrian Rodriguez from Iberia out of 10th. Russell Clark the third for Team Molo out of 11th. Vasco Sorosky for Team Clowns out of 12th. 13th tonight off the grid will be Akira Nakajima. Kevin Mostert starts beside him in 14th. 15th off the grid will be Nathan Wade. Martin Booker for Fungus Turret Racing. Okay, Martin. 16th, Giuseppe Tellini, the lone Italian, once again out of 17th. Julian O'Fray out of 18th. Hiroshi Ueda out of 20th as the Rev, 19th, and Maddock out of 20th as the Revs start to rise. We've got to try and find the right picture. The flag drops and we're away on the short run into turn 1. And we got there. We only had 60 seconds, and yours truly likes to rabbit on at those things, Corey, but we're away.
Absolutely, we are, Alex, as it looks like everyone cleanly making their way through turn one as we start heading down into the valley here a little bit. These guys are all going to be absolutely skating around here a little bit. Cold tires, especially in this first sector, can be a particularly hard mistress to manage, but these guys definitely managing their mischief correctly.
Absolutely, as the Shudder of Clowns joins us. Thank you for those at home playing. He's sitting down in 12th at the moment. He's he's where he started with his Shudder of Clowns in the in the spotting booth. As they come down one of the unholy long straights, or they start making their way up to this fifth gear right-hander. Quite tricky on the opening lap, the rear of the car threatening to let go. But Nagai's leading from Lucetta, head of Peacock. Sanchez dropping down the order. He's had a moment and a bingle and he's off. That's it for Kike. The R on the timing screen drops down to the bottom. Just ahead of Nakajima, who's also out. Doesn't look like he's even taking the grid, Corey.
I'm not sure whether he did or not, Alex, but as far as Kike goes, he got squeezed out in that triple right-hander section at the top of the hill. Very dangerous section on cold tires, going single file and double file, it's just as bad, and unfortunately squeezed out off the track and nowhere to go but the fence because grass has no grip. The front of the pack, it's still Nagai-san leading the way from Ollie Peacock right now, with Manuel Lucetta sitting there in third, Alex.
Absolutely. Word from the pits is that Nakajima had PC trouble, which is a tragedy for Nakajima-san tonight, as Peacock, who won the warm-up race from memory, is setting himself up well, even if he momentarily blipped off into a parallel universe. He is tucked in behind Nagai-san, and as they're about halfway nearly through the opening lap. Oh no, they're coming down the hill still, so they got a fair bit to go before they hit halfway, just quietly. Because she's a long old lap here. I was watching here during the week. They've got the distance markers. We just see we've just gone past the 8 kilometre marker already. We're only just over 3.5 minutes in. They've already done 8Ks, Corey.
That is absolutely crazy. When you consider the length of this track, these cars are so underpowered. They're all momentum. And these guys are still ripping around here in low 8-minute times, which, we normally talk about, the seconds within a particular minute, but, we're talking about, minutes as a whole here. And, it can get crazy just how close some of these guys can really be, especially in the draft around this very long racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think incident. Here we go. Maddock and Wade, by the looks, they've had incidents. Now, we're having trouble with my my overlays here, folks. I'm going to see what I can do. Oh, dear. Maddox's gone and hit the... he's hit the wall. I wonder if he had some help. And then Wade, look. Oh, they've come out. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, okay. That's 2 incidents become 1. What do you know? There you go. We're back up the front. They look like 2 separate incidents, Corey, there that turned into 1 in the end. We're on board now, or riding along with this front group now. It stretches down to P7 with Hikaru Sasaki just struggling to hold on. Actually, he's about just over and climbing 1 second behind. There's a big pack behind him led by Fraser Smith, and including one Russell Clark III, Esquire, and Vasco Sorofsky, and they're all going side by side up the hill behind Fraser Smith. 2 by 2 they go, mirrored up the front pack with Ollie Peacock, has made his way through, and sideways goes Kawabe through the kink up the big back straight. Hangs onto it. He loves this circuit. We haven't seen him all season, and he rocks up for the green hell, Corey. That's commitment for you.
It absolutely is, Alex. Just like we've had a change for the lead, as Ollie Peacock's now leading the way. Nagai-san had some major issues coming up the hill, and he's dropped all the way back to the 7th position, I think it is. And he's only just on the front of this second pack now.
Let's go check out what happened to Nagai-san up the hill. Oh, Peacock squeezed him onto the grass. He's managed to keep it off the wall. Gee, that's some car control there from the guy. He's managed to stay in it. Yep, okay. it's tough to get around here, and sometimes strategically you want to be in the front, and other times, yeah, you know, you squeeze a fella out on what's essentially I don't want to be disrespectful to one of the greatest circuits in the world, but it's a one-lane goat track in parts, and going side by side, even theirs, it presents a fair bit of risk. And outstanding driving from the guy to even just still be in this one. But he is 2 seconds off that leading pack, which is now down to a pack of 5 with Sam Devantier on the back of it. Sasaki's tucked in behind Nagai, and Nagai is probably, I'm going to say, the closest one to the only one in this field who's got the 1 lap pace to maybe get back on the front pack, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex, because when we talk about differences in time around here, as I said, we're talking about seconds rather than anything else. And it looks like Nagai actually just got done by 2 people at once. As we start heading towards the second carousel, he's falling even further down. He might have some damage or a slowdown, Alex.
Yeah, I think he's... Yeah, you can see the front wing on that car damaged. Maybe he didn't get away with it as much as I thought he did, because he's dropping like a stone at the moment. Swarovski going to be the next one to look to get past. So difficult to find a place here to get by. Swarovski running all over the track. He'll be fuming under that helmet, under that visor of his, trying to get by, because he doesn't want to lose the cars in front. Because if he loses that draft, he's gone ski as much as Nagai is. But yeah, tough one there to navigate as that pack in front of him swarms like a buzzing swarm of bees. Meanwhile, back up front through the mini carousel as we approach the big back straight, which of course, things stay as they are, heaven forbid, this front pack of 5, it will be where the race is decided on the final lap, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. But with this being such a long lap, we can still hold out hope that maybe this second pack can get themselves sorted out enough to jump in on the front pack. Just watching them now, but they're going 2 and probably soon 3. Oh, there's contact on the straightaway in the second pack,
yeah,
and Fraser Smith is gone.
Fraser Smith got dumped into the wall there, I think. Let me just check here if I can find the moment. Oh, he comes across, actually. He comes across the 11, who then just disappears. Surely he doesn't have enough incident points to be done, but that's the end of Fraser Smith's night, just quietly. He went for a gap, I got to say, that I didn't think was there. Maybe he was unsighted. Maybe when you're 15 cars wide, the spotter doesn't quite give you all the information you need. I don't know. Meanwhile, back up front, Adam Miles is on the front of this lead pack now. As I said, doing a wonderful job on the forums each week, giving a weekly breakdown. I guarantee you that takes him an hour or 2 to do. Peacock now still blinking away. He's the UK and I blinky bill tonight. Kawabe and Devantier patiently waiting on the back of this pack of 5. Swarovski now, he's on the lead of that secondary pack. After the incident that saw Smith exit stage wall, we've now got Swarovski up 6 spots sitting on the front after I thought he might have got dropped when the guy ran out of pace, Corey.
I thought he might have as well, Alex, but I guess his shutter of clowns that are spotting him tonight definitely helping him get through that incident and work his way up to the front of this pack. All these guys have to do is drive very smartly, and they could probably bring down this gap a little bit, although it is a really big gap between these guys and Sam Devantier sitting in 5th. I reckon that they'll be able to do it if they play their cards just right, with just how long this track is.
Potentially, but you can see there in real time the gap between the 2 packs played out in front of us. So maybe a bit of a struggle potentially. Adam Miles, meanwhile, is not struggling. He's leading this pack of 5 in the biggest race of the week. He's done well. He's got podiums in the last 2 weeks, including the strongest strength of field ever in official Skip Barber racing here on iRacing, and he's looking to make it 3 from 3, and he's doing a good job of it so far as he tucks in behind. These guys aren't holding back. Like, you know, they're moving up and down in the midst of anything that resembles a straight and some things that don't. Meanwhile, in that second pack, Swarovski's still sitting on the front as they come into this 3rd gear right-hander at the end of that first long straight, Corey.
Swarovski is doing everything that he needs to do to stay on front of this pack right now. He'll be hoping that something happens at the front pack that helps him to catch back up and maybe even just, you know, gain a little bit of extra position, because this track being so long and so technical just takes one really small mistake and it could all go from chocolates to boiled lollies, Alex.
Yeah, and we want the chocolates tonight. Anyway, Lucetta, he's up front at the moment, ahead of Peacock, Miles, Kawabe and Devantia, flying the ANZ flag. Equally, we've got Swarovski some 5 seconds behind, but on the front of his own battle pack of 5 that finishes with Giuseppe Tellini, the racy Italian. Now in a guy really struggling with that bent front wing. It's costing him all sorts of pace. And surprisingly, Julian O'Fray, who qualified, well, did he qualify? That's the question, because qualification's a separate session this week. He's now just gone past now in a guy up 7 positions. So, yeah, don't know what's happened to him. The guy continues to drop like a stone. Ueda up 6 positions in 13th. Martin Booker up a couple. The UK&I driver might have expected to be a bit further up. Although we've got Nathan Wade, who's managed to fight his way on despite the damage that he's picked up. Maddock has been through the pits, and he's now in a battle with Farinas, I think. Is it? No, he's on track somewhere. Anyway, it's hard to tell when you got lap cars in amongst it. But back up front, and Peacock and Miles struggling to hang on to the leader at the moment. Meanwhile, the patient Kawabe and Devantia run up the what is nearly the halfway point of this track, about 11 k's in, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. And it's hard for us as commentators with this only being a 3-lap race, because we're used to having like the last 3 to 5 laps being, the laps where everything matters. But with this track, it's all about that one final straightaway before we get to the start-finish line. That's where we're going to see all the action. We'll probably see this front group of 5 spread out across the track, and we'll go 5 wide, which will be really awesome for us to see, because it doesn't happen very often. But when it does, there's usually chaos that follows, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I've got some great footage one season on board from the great John Scholz, where he picked his way through an absolute last lap explosion of Skip Barber cars. It was brilliant footage from the cockpit. Used to use it in the old intro, but actually I might have to dig it out if I can find it, because it was brilliant to watch. But at the moment, we've got things settled down in the middle stages of this race. We're about 50%, about halfway through now, a little over, and these guys have settled down in the front pack. Meanwhile, Sasaki leads ahead of Mostert, Swarovski, Tellini and Clark. Yeah, he's in there. So he's in for a top 10. If he plays his card right, he might even get as high as 6th tonight. That's where the racing's at. O'Fray, he's about nearly 2.5 seconds off the back here, with Nagai, who's dropped. He's tucked in behind as best he can as they go through the somewhat blinded by the signage there, the old carousel. Interesting story behind the carousel. I read up a bit on the history at one point, and apparently, Corey, there was a fella whose name escapes me, who going through that corner would stick the inside wheels in the dirt on the inside of the corner, and people just started doing it. It dug such a rut because it gave such an advantage. They ended up just modifying the track and making it a feature of that part of the circuit. So I guess the people spoke at the end of the day, and we have quite a unique and very characteristic corner on this track.
Well, that's exactly right, Alex. I mean, it takes real race car drivers to try and find little advantages like that, and then everyone else will start doing the same thing. And because of that one little thing, we have one of the most iconic corners on such a long track. I mean, when you talk about the Nordschleife, there's always 2 corners that really come to mind, and that's the carousel and then YouTuber corner, which went away for a little bit in real life, but has since started to come back now with auto addiction being allowed back at the track. But these guys really looking like they've calmed down a lot here now, Alex. I'm just looking at the second pack, and there's not much infighting going on at all. These guys are all just single filed out. And I'll go back to having a look at the front pack, and again, it's just that same calmness that has swept over the entire top 10 at the moment.
Yeah, very little you can do at this stage of the race other than lose the draft or force someone into a mistake that loses it. These guys will be desperately fighting to stay with the leaders towards the end of this pack, although Devantia, we know he's got pace. Only 2-time race winner here for SNL season 26 so far. Hasn't been right up the front lately. because he's been practicing for other things, special events like the Indy and the Bathurst 12 hour. But this week back into it after doing a fair few laps here. Meanwhile, Sasaki, car number 19, sitting in P6 at the moment, just ahead of Mostert on debut, is up 7 positions, currently sitting in 7th. As we are now on the longest straight in the known universe. Lucetta goes past Miles, 3 wide in the front pack, Corey.
Yeah, 3 wide, we go down the straight, and who's going to come out the front by the end of it, we'll never know. But we see almost 4 wide now, as oh no, it's still 3 wide, as these guys are all trying to work the draft to their absolute advantage. This is what we normally see in NASCAR racing, like Talladega or Daytona, just a constant drafting to swap for the lead. And these guys are trying so desperately hard to go 4 wide, Alex. Incredible racing here on the penultimate lap, but we're starting to get towards that last lap, which means these guys are going to start driving that little bit harder, and Ollie Peacock is going to lead the way as we get the white flag.
Yeah, just checking the second pack doing the same. They're going, they're not falling line astern or much later than the leading pack, as the 2 ANZ drivers in this second pack are still hanging on in Swarovski and Clark. Meanwhile, back up front, some moves have been made. Kawabe-san has moved forward. He's sitting in second for the start of the second lap. Adam Miles been shuffled back to P4. Sam Devanti is still waiting patiently in P5. Again, assuming that he and Miles are able to hang on to the back of the front 3, expect Devanti to make his moves on the runway length straight in the closing sectors of the final lap. Sasaki still leading that secondary pack, which is another bunch of 5. Really, literally the top half of the field split in 2, competing for what they can in the balance of this one. Julian O'Fray now dropped right back. He's now, what's that, just over 3 seconds behind that secondary pack. Nagai continues to drop. He's got a 4-second gap. You can see the drivers behind him there, Martin Booker and Hiroshi Ueda. Yeah, look, they're playing for scraps now. 8:03.3 was Ollie Peacock's last lap and the fastest of this race. Obviously, draft assisted as side by side they go down this first long straight. There's a big left kink coming up. It's scary to take at the best time. Look at the attitude of the car. The rear really wants to let go. It's only the skill of the driver and their inputs that keeps it in side by side through the 3rd gear right-hander. If you don't mind, Peacock and Lucetta, they continue on down the hill. Down the hill, with the advantage of gravity, this is actually the fastest part of the circuit, if you can believe it, Corey. In the old days, when there was a rev limiter in these cars on iRacing, you'd just about here you'd be tapping out, particularly in draft. But side by side, still through the fastest quarter on the circuit. Get that into you, folks. They get it sorted. Well played to the front group.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible action to watch, and I'm very well aware of the limits of the skippies down that particular straightaway. One of my favourite sectors on the track, honestly, just the whole sheer drop of that road coming into that tight little section, which is technically also a YouTuber corner, but we won't talk about that one too much. As these guys are continuing on, Ollie Peacock still leading the way from Lucetta. Kawabe's dropped back to 3rd after all that exchange was said and done with. And now these guys are just going to try and set themselves up for the next big straightaway as we start heading up the hill, which will be in about 20 corners time, Alex.
Yeah, there's plenty of corners to spare. I was just thinking about that big straight down the hill. About the only way to get a skippy to go faster would be to drop it off a cliff. But that's the only way you get more gravity assistance, I would reckon. But as you say, Peacock's still leading the way at this point. Mostert in his debut up 8 positions to lead that secondary pack. And I imagine these guys, they'll be playing for sheep stations in about half a lap's time as they come down this very challenge. Oh, lock up from Mostert into the hard braking 1st gear left-hander. Gets it going again. And the number 10 leads them away again. Kawabe-san sitting in 3rd behind Lucetta and Ollie Peacock. Smurf and Manuel Lucetta back for the 3rd account. This time it's not 1, it's not 2, it's 3 driving around, and he's going side by side with Peacock now into what is, I think, about the halfway point in this second lap when they come down the hill here through this 3rd gear right-hander up to the big long straight, uphill long straight. Plenty of debate whether you grab 5th gear up here. Preference for mine is 4th. I don't think you get any extra speed. Potentially with a 5-car pack with a bit of draft, you might, but you watch There'll be some ducks and drakes going on here, Corey. Folks wanting to shuffle up and maybe get on the head of this pack for the final run.
Yeah, well, that would always be the plan. And it doesn't matter where in the pack you are when you get to that final straightaway, because you could be sitting 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and still come out of that final straightaway with the lead. But this is definitely one of the more important places to try and set up your run for that straightaway, because after this particular section, there's a lot of single file racing that has to be done, because the track doesn't really allow for too much side-by-side racing, as you mentioned earlier. But that's just the nature of this track and the history that it has brought us, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. They'll be line astern for a while unless they want to throw something away. Meanwhile, second pack is led by Tellini. This time round, Mostert's had to cede that position at this stage. Two ANZ drivers sitting on the back of this pack, Sorosky and Clark, similar to Devant here at the front pack, as once poorly timed cut to that camera angle. It's tough to get a good camera angle through there in this one. But at the moment, again, it's Peacock just tucked in behind Lucetta with Kawabe, Miles and Devantia. Meanwhile, like I said, the second pack is led by Tellini. Sasaki showing the nose, but not doing anything silly at this stage as they try to see this one out, position themselves. Now, really, they're set for that final run, and you can dead set. There's no problems with winning it from 5th position so long as you get that run onto the final straight right.
That's exactly right, Alex. It's all about timing your run. And we don't normally hear that too often when it comes to road racing. That's more of an oval racing reference. But it's all about timing when you got to make that move. You don't want to make it too early on the straightaway because, you know, whoever is behind you will just draft you back and take the position back. You've got to be smart about it and hit it just right so you can get into the front and not get challenged as you go into the final set of corners. These guys right now are just about heading towards that part, and Manu Lucetta actually building up a little bit of a gap here. He's got 7/10 of a second over Ollie Peacock right now, Alex.
Yeah, he's looking to make a bit of a run while the running's good. It's out to 9/10. He's almost got the he's done all right there to get away. I don't know, I didn't see a mistake there. I was looking at other things, but no, Lucetta really in the box seat now at this point in the race. The others will be spewing. I could just hear them under the visors spewing that Lucetta's almost got this one in the bag if that gap stays the same. If we got Mostert now tucked in behind Tellini still, and similarly these guys are all five sitting there five in a row with O'Fray off in the back. Meanwhile up front, as they go through the small carousel, here we go, Corey. Who's your money on from here? There's 6/10, so the draft is still in play, and Lucetta could well get, in fact, he will get run down here. Who's your money on?
I've got to put it on the Aussie favourites, Mr. Sam Devantia, to try and become the third-time winner for this season. And you can see him already starting to make moves at the back. He's already trying to get around Adam. And, you know, it's just a matter of catching the draft at the right time. You see, Ollie Peacock is now the biggest ally to Sam Devantia right now, being over there on the right side. But as I said, this is such a long straightaway. It's hard to tell who it's going to be and where. They go 4 wide down the straightaway. And here comes Sam Devantia. And he's going to be coming around the outside, which becomes the inside after this left-handed kink. And look at that. He's gone from 5th to 1st, Alex. And now he's just got to try and hold it.
Oh, my goodness. How was that shot? 4 wide. Devantia then gets around. Oh, he's got a little nudge in the rear. No, the rear of the car hangs on to it. Devantia, Miles. Miles has been put on the wall. Devantia's going to be a 3-time winner. Devantia's got it done. Ahead of Lucetta, Kawabe, and Peacock. Unbelievable. Oh, is Peacock. Oh, Peacock's put it in the wall in the final quarter. What about this second pack? Clark. Russell Clark is going to come across the line in P5. Get that into you. ANZ twice in the top 5. Clark will be absolutely cheering. That's not something you hear very often, just quietly. Let's go back. I want to try and see what on earth happened in that final little bit. Let's oh, where's my camera angle? TV1. There we go. So we've got it here. Oh, look. I don't know that Devanti's done too much wrong there. Let's. Oh, will it go backwards for me? Please go backwards. I want to see again. So, if we watch this again, Miles is tight on the inside, bounces off that curbing there. I don't know that Devanti has left enough room there. I don't know that he could have left too much more. See how he's riding the curb there. And unfortunately, hip and shoulders Miles off into the background. Peacock then hits Kawabe as they avoid. And then, his suspension's immediately gone. Kawabe pulls it up, does he, and comes up the left-hand side, I'm going to imagine. Or does he just dip him into the wall? I think his suspension's gone. And Kawabe, I think, probably trying to wait for Peacock, maybe to redress, but Peacock's got no hope. You can look at the attitude on that Skippy. That's not going anywhere he wants to in a hurry. No chance. And then Clark comes through. We're going to watch this as well. He gets it done. Second pack showing how it's done. They get line astern. No elbows out so much there. All the racing's already been done. And Clark getting his best finish in a while on a Sunday night in a 50, just shy of 5,300 strength of field. That's how it's done, Corey. Congratulations to the Team Milo boss man.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. 2 Aussies in the top 5. Definitely nothing to sneeze at. Congratulations to both of them. Because that was an incredible race all round for everyone involved, honestly. And, they should definitely be very proud of the way that they handle themselves. And I called it. Sam, the absolute man, making my prediction come true.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go check out our results. Or has everyone finished? Yeah, thankfully. All right, good. Round 8, Nordschleife, season 26, Sunday Night Lights. Sam, the Cowboy Devanti for Speedy Snails, becomes a 3-time Sunday Night Lights winner. Well, who thought we'd be saying that? Well played, Sam. Manu Lucchetta from Italy in second. Gael Kawabe makes his long-awaited return to become the leading Japanese finisher here tonight, finishing on the podium in P3. Expect to see that one up on Gael channel on YouTube if you'd like to see the Japanese version of tonight's broadcast. Finishing in 4th tonight, Ollie Peacock from UK and I. Rounding out the top 5, Russell Clark III for Team Milo. Well played, sir. Kevin Mostert in his debut finishing in 6th. Hikaru Sasaki, the Japanese driver, finishing in 7th. Giuseppe Tillini for Wave Italy Racing Team in 8th. Vasco Sorowski hung on, I should say, to finish in 9th tonight for Team Clowns. Julian O'Fray, last season's champion, all the way down in 10th tonight. His race not agreeing, or not agreeing with the Green Hell here tonight. Martin Booker for Fungus Turret Racing. Have to find out what that one's about. He's finished in 11th, and the last SNL point scoring position finishing tonight in P12 is Hiroshi Ueda, just ahead of the unluckiest driver this season, that's for sure, Naoya Nagai. The Japanese driver finishing in 13th after once again putting it on pole. Nathan Wade, similarly, he's down in 14th, just ahead of Kike Sanchez, the Iberian racer, in 15th. Adrian Rodriguez, also from Iberia, down in 16th. 17th place tonight, Adam Miles from UK and I, down 1 lap, as was George Maddock, his compatriot. If I can get over the page, Fraser Smith, of course, we saw him go out early, down 2 laps in 19th, and Akira Nakajima unfortunately had PC troubles that saw him out for tonight. Corey, not the way the Japanese driver would have wanted to see his night go tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, Alex, computer issues are a part of internet racing. It sucks that it happened to Akira Nakajima this time, but hopefully next week when we go to Brands Hatch for the final round, he will be back, and we'll see what he can do in a Sunday night setting.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we've got a few. Oh, I'm going to have to open up my window a bit more to see everyone. All right, we've got a few in here tonight. We're going to bring up tonight's winner, young Sam Devantia. Sam, first 3-time winner we've seen in a while at a season. Did you expect that to come your way at Nords going in P5 to the final straight?
First of all, I've got to apologise to Adam Miles. I think that's partially my fault. I was actually having network issues this race because it's raining right now heavily, and I'm flooded in, so it's my fault personally. But I didn't expect to win, honestly. I didn't expect to win, not gonna lie. But yeah, I apologize, Adam. That's my fault completely. It's a narrow corner, so that's my fault.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. I just from the angle we had, it looked like it was a racing incident, and Adam might have bounced off. But I'll have a chat to him and see his views in a minute. But it's good that you can stand up and cop it on the chin, mate. But certainly taking out the race win would ease the pain a little bit, I'm sure, for yourself at least. Yeah, who would have thought? Just under 5,300 strength of field, taking out the win must feel good.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. I'd rather have Adam probably win this race, but it feels alright. It feels alright. Not the best win, but it feels alright. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, very good. All right, mate. Well done on taking out your third race win this season. Hopefully that'll help with the points that you missed out in the last couple. Short season this time round. So
short season.
Could be hard, but certainly in with a show. So congratulations once again, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just you and Corey that does the broadcast every week. Everyone, the competitors, and yeah, the chat. Everyone.
Beautiful.
Could have done without you guys, obviously. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. All right, mate. Good to talk to you as always, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yep, you too, guys.
There you go, Corey. Sam Devance here for Speedy Snails, taking out his third win of the season.
Yeah, and not a bad way to win it as well. In the final corner of the final lap, and Sam definitely, he's been on the up and up so much lately. He's gotten his I rating right up there near the 7K. Looks like he's lost a little bit throughout this week, but he is definitely one of the brightest prospects the Oz and Z Club has at the moment. And it's great to see him doing so well and getting 3 wins over the season, and on a shorter season as well than what we're used to having. It's great to see, and hopefully bigger and better things heading his way as we keep going on through the next few seasons.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Might just bring up hang on, we got Kawabe-san in here. Where did he finish third? He's the next one in our finishing order. We'll bring him up. Kawabe-san, konbanwa. Omedetou gozaimashita. Well played. P3 here tonight for Kawabe-san. Congratulations. Oh, you with us, Kawabe-san?
Hello. Thank you very much. It's a long time to participate this Sunday Night Lights. So I'm not coming here normally, but this Nordschleife is special, and I'm very happy to make on the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. I imagine I saw you racing a lot this week. I know that I know you like this track, so it must feel great. Yeah. It must feel great to get a podium in this race.
Yes, it's 30 races in this week, so I'm very trained, especially in this week.
もう30回レースしましたか。30 times. Wow, amazing. So it's certainly a challenge, but you did it very well tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And well done. Well done. Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to while you're here?
Yes, the Nagai-san was bad luck on this race. So if he's alive, I couldn't make it on the podium. But our Japanese skippy people, drivers, is growing by Nagai-san almost. So I'm not doing like before Hustle Rumble, but other leading drivers making our skippy drivers more. So thank you, and thanks for broadcasting every week.
No problems. Thank you, Kawabe-san. Yeah, I agree. The Japanese skip barber community is so strong at the moment, and it's built around the community, the people, and people like Nagai-san, yourself previously, and others, Shorda-san and the like, Nakajima-san. They're all putting in a lot of work, and it shows on the track. So more and more we see Japanese drivers in races like this, and they're doing very well. So congratulations to all of you, and well done tonight, mate. Otsukare-sama deshita. Well done, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Bye.
There you go, Corey Kawabe-san, doing it for the Japanese drivers out there. He loves this track. 30 races here this week. That's a fair effort.
Oh, that is absolutely a fair effort. I had plans myself of doing about that many races this week, and I gave up after 4. I had 2 great results and 2 terrible results. So all the props in the world to Kawabe-san for doing 30 races throughout the week. And, it's just great to see Kawabe return to Sunday Night Lights action because, we miss him. He used to be a regular. We used to see him each and every single week. And now we see him for special tracks only. And, it'd be great to see him hit the track a little bit more often, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Guarantee you, you'll see that one up on Gold Channel on YouTube as well. And just for a bit of fun, folks, my recommended viewing procedure is to turn on Google Translate and enjoy. It's fine work. It's a great night out. So go check him out. All right. I'm just trying to look at our finishing order. Oh, I think Adam dropped a fair way down. So we'll bring up one Vasco Sorowski. Vasco, mate, you finished in the top 10 this week. Looked like you were cruising around looking for an opportunity at the end that may not have come your way.
Evening, boys. Yeah, we've been struggling all week, and then just before the race, I turned it to I brought my purchase to 0, and I was like, "Oh, this car actually drives around here." Wow! So that was a discovery, and mate, Russell swamped everyone on that last bit. I was trying to get him in here, but he ran away. Oh, look, it was good fun. I really thought we were way off it this week, but the draft keeps you going, and like I said, just changing the spring purchase has an amazing effect. I wish we did it 4 days ago, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, it was interesting. It was fun down there. Trying to get a bit tactical, but I've been hopeless in every race this week, so I just let the boys roll through because with anything side by side, we haven't had much luck. So I'd rather just finish today rather than cry in the corner. So, yes.
That's the way to do it, mate. Finishing is a lot better than, as you say, ending up in a wall somewhere. We saw a bit of that tonight, even in the closing stages. And sometimes you roll the dice, get it through, and pick up a great result. Other times you roll the dice and you're off pointing nose first into the wall. So I'm glad you managed to get the top 10 here tonight, up 3 positions from where you started. And tell the folks at home, what's the spotter count tonight?
Oh, I think we only had 2. A couple were missing. I thought they saw my performances during the week and they just didn't want any part of it. But here you go. Yeah, no, they did. I had Greg and Martin just in my ear this evening, and but yeah, still want to say thanks to Doug and Justin for being there, and obviously my daughter Beffy, and obviously you guys for everything that you have done throughout the season and having the biggest Skippy turnout ever last week, and then continuing on this week. So well done to you guys.
Yeah, mate. Thank you. Really appreciate it. No, I'll take this moment to thank the Skippy community for continuing to get behind the series. It is very much appreciated. And of course, we're nothing without the drivers out on track who put such a great show on each week, mate. That includes yourself. So thank you for your time tonight on track and off. And we look forward to chatting to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Thank you.
Corey Vasco Sorowski, great man himself. He wasn't leading the way for the ANZ drivers tonight, but we had, he was the 3rd ANZ driver in the top 10, which is not bad in the biggest race of the week.
That's exactly right, Alex. 3 AusNZ Club in the top 10 is never anything for us to sneeze at, especially with the caliber of the drivers. Sam Devanti with a win, Russell Clark with a 5th place, and Vasco getting home in P9. It's amazing to see. And when we went through the driver list earlier and we were introducing everyone, Vasco did have a shudder of clowns in the booth with him, but I guess a couple of them decided to bugger off on him. But, it's still great to see just those guys, the Clowns racing team, always coming in each and every single week. Vasco, obviously their flagship driver, and, he's another one who has been improving so much since he moved up from the 2nd split. I mean, right now he's sitting at a 4.9K I rating. And when we first seen him, I think he was somewhere in the 3.5K range. So, he's made incredible gains since he first started racing with us. And, it's great to see, just the local drivers from the AusNZ Club starting to get up there and, get some really good results behind them.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Great to see him up there doing well. All right, let's grab our final interview for tonight. He was in it up to his eyeballs right until he wasn't, unfortunately. Doing great things in the community. Mr. Adam Miles, mate, bad luck on that final little sector there. I suppose sometimes you just got to win it or wear it.
Yeah, these things happen. I mean, Sam and I got such a good run down the final straight. We were going in side by side, and you don't turn up to these sorts of races to back out of the final corner. So I think we both went in there committed, and it just didn't happen for one of us. So no problem with Sam. I mean, he apologised afterwards, and we'll go again next week.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's tough to get through there, and it's the guys coming through with a hot run. Like, it was 4 wide there. We caught at the end, and then Sam's come through around the outside again as it starts to even out with a jetpack. A lot of draft on the back of it, right? So, yeah, look, mate, it's sometimes it comes down to that. And we said that probably with a lap and a half to go, it was going to come down to that final bit. But look, mate, well done on being in it up right until the end. Hopefully, I mean, I was thinking 3 podiums in a row, and I called it early on, unfortunately. But then there's always next week, as they say. So hopefully we'll see you back bigger and better next week, mate. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Just you guys for doing the broadcasts, and you might have noticed I went for blue and yellow this week, so I'd encourage anyone who's got the financial wherewithal to sort of support any humanitarian efforts out for the people in Ukraine.
Yeah, absolutely. Our thoughts go out to the folks in Ukraine, and anything we can do from this side of the world is something that'll help them, hopefully. So absolutely. All right, Adam, thank you very much for joining us, mate, and thank you for your work with a weekly post on the forums. It's always a great read, and I know I can only imagine now. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to say there's at least an hour's work in each of those.
Yeah, probably about 2 or 3 at the moment, but the more I do it, the more it comes down. So
yeah, that's it. I figured there must have been, mate. So there you go, folks. That's why it's such a good read each time. A lot of time and effort goes into it. So thanks, Adam, and hopefully we'll see you again next week.
We will. Thanks a lot for the broadcast.
Thanks, mate. All right, Corey, that was Adam Miles. Great to see him once again. I told you it took a while. It's quality post each week with a lot of information about what's going on. It's about the only good thing in the new forums, if I'm honest. So thank you to Adam for doing that. But, mate, that might just about wrap us up for tonight. Do you want to tell the folks at home what you got on in the remainder of the week?
So I might come on for a little bit tomorrow, do a little bit more skipping Nordschleife racing, just because I did have such a good run into a terrible run on Tuesday when I first started doing it. Apart from that, there's Output Racing League on Wednesday, about 12 o'clock or 12:20 Western Standard Time. That's GMT +8 over on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, twitch.tv/Aussie_Sim_commentator, where we're tackling 100 laps of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Oval in the NASCAR Camping World Trucks. So that'll be a good little broadcast to watch. Apart from that, Chat AI Racing will be happening on Friday, and on Saturday I'll be at Pinjarra Park watching some outlaw kart racing for the Speedway Memes Facebook page, Alex.
Yeah, nice one. Very nice. Love to get out. I wish I had a local track, mate, although they're a bit far away from me. All right, folks, that might do us. Everything SNL or the top split is on your screen at the moment. Discord is where the community's at. The YouTube is where you'll find this and all the other race replays for the 25 and a half, nearly 26 seasons of Sunday Night Lights. And, of course, Twitch is where you'll find Corey and I here on a Sunday night each and every week with the biggest and best Skippy racing going around and the place to be on a Sunday night. But until then, folks, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your support, both on track and off, as always, because this broadcast is for the community, by the community, as we always say, and that's how we like it. So for now, folks, on behalf of the Chaotic One, Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar, and I will say ciao for now.